Talk Today's correspondent Nick Ellaby's in Croydon for us, where one shopkeeper has been affected by the rise in crime. Nick, a very good morning. Just tell us what's been happening in this store.
Morning, Rosie. Morning, Jeremy. The lengths that shopkeepers and family businesses are having to go to stop this scourge of shoplifting, quite frankly, is alarming. Here at Freshfields in Croydon, family store, we've got pictures on the front door of repeat offenders. We've got cameras everywhere. I'll show you a couple of the cameras here just on the ceiling as we come into the shop. I mean, there are dozens of cameras in this store. It's just a general store, but, you know, it looks more like Fort Knox. On the cashier's desk, they've got these solid screens, which is to prevent assault. We're seeing assaults and, attacks on shoplifters on the rise, according to that British Retail Consortium survey. And then here, just in front of the cashier's desk, a bank of screens. So people coming in here know wherever they are in the shop, they will be seen. I'm here with the owner of Freshfields, Ben Selvaratnam. Ben, just tell us about some of the more shocking examples of shoplifting and assaults that you're seeing in this store.
Yeah, as a small business, we have to apprehend the shoplifters. We have to kind of retrieve the stolen goods. And during that process, I've been bottled a few times.
You've been bottled?
Yes, sir. With wine bottles that people have tried to steal. They've then used it against us. We've been spat on, hence the glass in front of the screen. We've been abused, threatened, and I've had a number of staff leave, 3 last year, and a number of people handed in their notice because they don't feel safe.
All right, Ben, thank you. I mean, the toll on the staff and the shopkeepers here is absolutely shocking, but you've also got the financial cost of the theft, but also all this security equipment. Ben, just run us through what you've got in this store in terms of security equipment.
Yeah, we spent thousands on upgrading our security. So we've got over 50 CCTV cameras. We've got this to protect the staff, steel and glass structure. Got a fog bandit that's normally found in banks, which floods the shop with smoke, so perpetrators can't see. We're linked to the town centre radio. Our butcher, when he's not serving customers, his job is to stand here and monitor the CCTV. And we've actually, as a small business, we can't really afford it, but we can't afford a security guard. So what we've done is we've kept extra shop staff on site, even though we're not that busy that it warrants it.
Do you know how much you're spending on security?
I mean, thousands. We spend thousands, and we're losing hundreds every week in shoplifting.
All right. So the British Retail Consortium is saying that shoplifting is now costing shopkeepers £3.3 billion a year. I mean, this is unbelievable. And then on top of that, you've got police response times. 60% of respondents to this survey are saying police response is poor or very poor. Is that fair, Ben? What do the police do when you call them?
Yeah, I mean, I think the police admit their own figures that they don't attend 70% of incidences like this. So we found that to be the case. What we find is in a live situation where there's a violent offender or shoplifting occurring, we can't lose a member of staff for half an hour trying to arrange a police response when they may or may not come. So we just generally, to be honest, we don't call the police and we just deal with it in-house.
All right, Ben, thank you so much for your time. So something needs to be done. We're actually also joined this morning by the Association for Police and Crime Commissioners lead on business crime, Katie Bourne's here. Katie, what's the British Retail Consortium and you calling for in a response to this crisis of shoplifting?
Well, it's many of the retailers now calling for a standalone offence of assault against a shop worker. And there's 2 reasons why I support this. One is because currently the police don't actually record where an assault takes place. So in order for us to know if these have happened in a business environment, we would have to manually interrogate those systems, and it takes too long. And secondly, most importantly, it sends out a really strong message that we care about our shop workers. They saw us through the pandemic, they kept foods on our shelves, and actually they should not be coming to work and putting up with this kind of abuse.
And is it fair that our bobbies on the beat are just not doing enough to get to shops in time to tackle this problem?
Well, I think we all recognise that there's a lot of call on police time. They have a lot of crimes that they have to deal with, people in very vulnerable situations. But assaults against shop workers and these kind of thefts happen every day in our everyday lives, and we as members of the public see them. And so actually, I think this isn't about the value of the item that's stolen. This is about the massive impact that it has, not just on members of the public that witness it, but on the shop workers and the families themselves.
All right, Katie, thank you so much for your time as well. So the British Retail Consortium and also the Association for Police and Crime Commissioners calling for a specific crime of assaulting a shoplifter. Katie also telling me that organised crime and drug dependency is feeding into all this. Something needs to be done, guys.
Nick, quite right. Thank you very much indeed. More